Self-understanding is an understanding or knowledge of one's own capabilities, characters, feelings, or motivations. As the definition said, self-understanding is an understanding of who you are as a person. So knowing yourself better, like your attitudes, manner, emotions, and so on. You know all the improvements that you need to make to yourself. To know yourself better, the example of self-understanding is ask yourself.
So what is physical self?
Physical self refers to the concrete dimension of the body. It is the part of us that can be directly observed and examined by everyone.
All of us experience physical changes, especially when our body starts to mature. This process called puberty.
While puberty refers to the physical changes, adolescence refers to the transition between childhood to adulthood.
Body image refers to the way one sees or imagines how he or she looks. It can either be positive or negative. Adolescents with poor body image have negative thoughts and feelings about their appearance. Adolescents usually imagine audience and imagines people are actively listening or watching him or her. There are factors that affect perception of the physical self. The first one is personal factors. Under the personal factors, there are introspection and self-reflection, self-perception theory, self-concept, and personal identity. Introspection and self-reflection, people observes and examines one's internal state after behaving in a certain way. Self-perception theory, people can infer their inner states by observing their own behavior. People use their own actions to infer what they feel. Self-concept, cognitive representation of self-knowledge, which includes the sum total of all beliefs that people have about themselves. Self-concept is a wide picture of who we are in terms of bodily, mental, social, and spiritual selves. Personal identity, this is the concept a person has that develops over the years. This includes the aspects of when his life was born in a family, nationality, gender, physical traits such as choices he makes, what he do for a living, and who his friends are.
Next is social factors, attachment process, and social appraisal. People learn about their value and lovability when they experience how their mothers or caregivers care for them and respond to their needs. Maintaining, regulating, and expanding the self in interpersonal relationship. The self is continuously shaped through ongoing interaction with others or with significant relationship partners. The Looking Glass Self Theory. Charles Horton Cooley stated that the view of oneself comes from a compilation of personal qualities and impression of how others perceive the individual. Social comparison is a process of comparing one's traits, abilities, or opinions to that of others. There are two types. The first one is upward social comparison. It is when an individual compares himself to others who are better than him. He may experience inferiority and frustration. The second type is downward social comparison. It is when an individual compares himself to someone who is in a worse situation than he is. He may experience superiority and ignorance. Letter E, Social Identity Theory. This provides a framework about how people achieve understanding about themselves by being a member of their group. The self, the total characteristics or qualities of a person, both known and unknown to others, but known to oneself. Identity, the traits and characteristics, social relations, roles, and social group memberships that define who one is. To summarize, the self belongs to an individual level of analysis, which includes self-esteem, self-efficacy, and the like.
The Filipino concept of beauty. Beauty is defined as the quality of being physically attractive or the qualities in a person or a thing that gives pleasure to the senses or the mind. Here in the Philippines, the concept of beauty came from colonial influences. To be called beautiful, you must have fair skin, tall noses, and a petite figure. But in reality, we Filipinos have dark skin, tight curly hair, and flat noses because our origins are Aitas. Having Eurocentric features or mixed Filipino and foreign blood became a default attractive standard in the country. Those Filipinos with dark complexions tend to have negative body image because they think they are valued less compared to those with lighter skin. But no matter what standard of beauty is or what other people say, you should always be proud of what you look because everyone has their unique beauty.
Self-esteem is defined as the overall evaluation that a person has of himself, which can be positive or negative, high or low. There are several factors that may affect a person's self-esteem, and physical appearance is one of them. It was discussed that as children advance to the stage of adolescence, they form body image. Adolescents' body image includes the following. First, perception of their physical self when they look in the mirror. Second, feelings of like and dislike about the physical self that they see. Third, their thoughts and how they relate to others, their physical self. Fourth, perception of how other people view them physically. A person with a positive body image will have a high self-esteem and will often spend more time taking care of their appearance. Also, the attention that he gets for his physical beauty elevates the level of his self-esteem. The following are some aspects in culture that may have led to the aforementioned misconceptions. First, society's ideal of the perfect physical form, which are, for women, white perfect skin, small waistline, big breasts and behind, long straight hair, long manicure nails, slender and tall. And for men, tall, tan skin, muscled physique with six-pack abs. Second, image of perfection adolescents see in all types of media, that is, print, television, film, and internet. Mass media is a powerful tool that reinforces cultural belief and values. Third, since a standard has been set by a society and reinforced by media, any characteristic that does not conform to the standard is labeled as ugly. Body diversity in size and structure due to genetic heritability is not tolerated.